Joining us now, our political specialist, Cynthia Mulligan. Quite a night. You're never going to hear good news at 9:45 at night.
9:45, instantly everybody knew that it was pretty serious, and people instantly came to a conclusion that it was something along these lines, and I'll get into that more a little later. The question is, we have a provincial election 5 months from now. Patrick Brown was leading in the polls, in many of the polls, well above Kathleen Wynne. What does it mean next? So I was talking to political strategist Jim Warren, who has long worked within the Liberal circles. This is what he had to say tonight.
He'll be gone by end of day tomorrow. His staff have resigned en masse. That news conference was the worst possible news conference. He made himself look guilty. And so he would have been better off to sit at home and watch TV and come in tomorrow more distinguished. When he ran down those stairs and in his car, it makes him look like a convicted criminal.
What does this mean for the upcoming provincial election? Can the Conservatives possibly get it together?
Absolutely. I mean, campaigns matter. They have campaigns for a reason. So they'll have to relook now. There's a lot of other experienced veterans in their caucus. They'll have to elect a new leader. But let's face it, they're definitely going to be up against the wall. Anyone can win this race. Anything can happen in politics. So Liberals and NDP are happy, but they didn't win the next campaign tonight. But all bets are off. It's anyone's race to win.
But come on, Kathleen Wynne must be dancing tonight.
Win, but you're also going to see the NDP are going to be happy because there's going to be a lot of people or anyone but win, and the NDP think this will embolden themselves. But let's say there's some candidates in this race, some candidates. We saw the name Mulroney, we saw Rod Phillips. There's a lot of star candidates who could potentially step up here. So it's anyone's race to win. The Liberals are happy, the NDP are happy, but at the end of the day, this is a very bad story about some bad things that happened to some really unfortunate circumstances.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now, let's call it the way it is, though, too. Patrick Brown was not running a good campaign. He was not making a dent with voters. Women didn't like him, and nobody knew who he was.
And Kathleen Wynne has been coming up on the polls. She's doing all the right things. And so I think the Liberals will focus now on their agenda. This will give them the opportunity. This is what they really need. It gives them an opportunity to focus on selling their story, as Conservatives now end up navel-gazing and have to look inside themselves. They're going to be fighting amongst themselves for the next leader instead of attacking Kathleen Wynne, and that's good news for the Liberals.
So you don't think this is going to be an easy ride now for Kathleen Wynne?
No, this is going to be a challenging race. She has to convince people that she needs another term. It doesn't really matter who she's running against. She's going to have to convince people to vote for her, not against these other people.
And in fact, it could be even tougher for Kathleen Wynne because the Conservatives might come up with a better candidate than Patrick Brown, who was not, doing well with voters, particularly female voters. Here's the other thing I want to say. This has been a dirty little open secret for years. Rumors circulating around Patrick Brown.
Like
we've known about them for a very long time. Allegations, only allegations. We have never been able to prove them. This is the first time people have actually come forward and put their name to these allegations. But it was an open secret, and I think that's why you see people jumping ship so quickly because they knew this was a possibility.
To quit today after giving that advice and saying we're done all those key handlers, now it makes you wonder, are there more people? What's next?
Well, sometimes more people come forward when these allegations surface. We'll have to wait and see for the coming days and weeks and months.
All right, so thanks very much. Thanks for chatting with you as well.